Okay. Joining me right now on the phone is Representative Todd Hunter, who's one of the senior state representatives on the committee for the state affairs and energy resources. And Representative, I understand that we're going to have a hearing next week to deal with this whole ERCOT situation of power being shut off all across Texas. And as you're well aware, this area, Nueces County, is has been hit hard with these power cutoffs.
Absolutely, and I want everybody to know that next Thursday, February 25th, there's an official hearing where ERCOT's coming before the legislatures, and I'm on that committee. And there are going to be hard questions asked, like, why is South Texas being treated this way? Then we learn they have a board of directors that aren't even from Texas. And, I want to make sure how they're operating. But so everybody knows, this group, ERCOT, is called Electric Reliability Council of Texas. And they operate the electric grid in Texas. And they manage a very, very large percentage of a Texas electricity. But enough's enough. It's been miserable. It has been awful. And this group needs to answer the questions on why people have been out of power and put in an unsafe, unhealthy situation.
I know a lot of the questions that we've been asked, Representative, is the how do they decide who gets shut off and who doesn't? Um,
Well, I want to answer that because this is interesting. I was on a legislator call yesterday afternoon with ERCOT, and here's what they told us. ERCOT stated that they make an order of whatever the percentage that needs to be turned off, and they provide it to the electric providers. They said the electric providers make the decision as to what person gets turned off and what person gets to stay on. That's why I've been bothered. Why is one side of the street all lit up, the other side of the street isn't, and they have to sit there for 3 days? But ERCOT is saying all they do is give the electric providers the general percentage shutdown, and the local providers are the ones that decide who and where get the actual shutdown. So we're going to get to the bottom of this to find out who is making that decision.
so AEP services Nueces County. So would AEP technically be able to say, well, no, we're not going to shut any more people off. We already have enough in the cold. Are they the ones that technically could make that call and make those decisions?
Well, that's something we'll have to find out. I believe they receive an order from ERCOT that tells them the percentage that they have to turn off. I'm not sure who makes the decision as to what resident, what business gets turned off. And that is a big issue to me because ERCOT is saying on the telephone with legislators that they only make the general amount cut off and the specifics are handled in those local areas. I don't know if it's AEP or who, but
Gotcha.
that's one of the questions that we're going to look at the hearing next week. I don't want everybody pointing fingers. Nobody does. It's time to get answers, not passing the buck.
And what are some of the things you're hearing from your constituents and voters in your area, Representative, about the situations they're going through? What are some of the stories you've heard?
Well, I mean, number one, some people have had their electricity turned off. Now they have their water turned off. They've been there days. We have elderly. We have some very young families with young babies that are having to stay over at people's houses. They can't get back in. I also get a lot of questions. Why are these big, giant buildings all lit up and not the residences? Why aren't the residences getting the power? Why are these large buildings getting lit up? Why are they getting the power? I also get a lot of concerns of at least be transparent. who's
Hmm.
ever running the electricity, be open. Tell us exactly if it's going to be 3 days, 4 days. Tell us, but we want to know why we're paying our electric bills and we're not getting electricity.
Finally, before I let you go, Representative, how are you faring, sir? How is your situation and your family members? Are you guys doing okay?
Well, we're doing fine. I'm sitting giving you this interview from my car in a church parking lot. I have no electricity. I have very little water. The cell service is spotty. That's why I'm not able to do a video interview. And, I don't really have internet. So I don't want anybody feeling sorry for me. I'm just letting folks know I'm impacted just like they are. And I'm going to take it as a good sign. I'm glad I'm going through this so I can see how others are because it fires me up for the hearing next week.
Well, I know a lot of folks out there going to appreciate you're going through this just like we are, and I want to thank you, Representative Todd Hunter, for your time today, sir.
Thank you very much. And just let the listening audience know I fight the battle on TWIA on insurance. I'm going to start the battle against ERCOT on electricity.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your time, and stay warm.
Take care. We'll see you later.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Bye bye.